Hello everyone, I'm Kaluna Spitfire and I'm a variety streamer on Twitch. One of my main games to play is 7 Days to Die and I love making mods for the Twitch integration through 7 Days to Die. Today we're going to be doing a video on how to create a normally passive timid creature and turning it into something that can attack a player. One of the best examples of that that's already existing in the game is the chicken that can attack you if you are on hardcore and if people pay bits. So we're going to take some of that and turn that into a rabbit, in this case, that we're going to have attack, but you could use this in theory for many different animals. So what you're going to want to do is you're going to come to your game in your Steam profile and you're going to go to Manage, right click Manage, and then go to Browse Local Files. This is going to pull up this area, and if you don't already have a mod folder created, I do have another video that I can link showing you how to create your mod folder and things like that, but you would need a mod folder here just like this, and you're going to end up going into Data and then Config, and then you're going to open up a couple different files for reference purpose only. You're going to need the entity class file. You're going to need the Twitch file potentially, and you're going to need the game events file potentially. These are more for reference, and if you haven't done a lot of things with it, you can use these files to look through and find things that are similar to what you're trying to do, copy it, and adjust it for your purposes. Now, I do also have a file that I've already created, and I have it linked on my Ko-fi shop with basically, I've already renamed it, but it's basically an empty set of files that are ready for you to have a modlet here. So it's a file like this with a mod info that's blank, and well, it comes with 4, but I deleted the loot because we're not going to be doing loot today. So it comes with the main files you're going to need to make mods for the Twitch integration. And if you want to download that, it's completely free on my Ko-fi shop, and I can link it as well. So what you're going to want to do is then once you have those things downloaded, if you have my free mod folder here, you can just open up your mod info, go into the config, and open up Twitch, game events, and entity classes. Once you have all of those open, it should look something like this. The first ones that I have open are the reference files that are the main game files. Those 3 files are the ones we will not be editing. The reason we don't edit these files is because if you edit your main game files, every time there's an update, all of your mods are going to disappear. Also, if you make a mistake and something happens, now you have to reset everything. And if you have multiple mods that you've added there, you're not really sure maybe which one did the problem. Having separate mods for a mod folder is much more preferable because if there's an issue or a problem or if updates happen, nothing gets hurt that way. So we're first going to adjust our mod info. I'm going to make a mod for an attack rabbit. So I'm going to call it attack rabbit. This top name value needs to be all one line, but you could have an underscore like this. The second line, it can be anything you want. I usually put my name and again, the name that I am calling this particular spawn. Version, it does not have to look like this exactly. You can call it whatever you want, 1.0, 1.5, 1.8, whatever you want to do to reference yourself. Then whatever it does, this is more for your own reference or those who might open this mod up. Spawns a rabbit that attacks the player, right? Okay. Save that, you're done with the mod info file. The next thing you're going to actually do is actually the entity classes. And so we're going to go into the entity classes for the main game and we're going to do Control F and that will open up the find menu and I'm going to type in chicken. Now I'm going to keep hitting enter until we find a chicken. Now this is the normal chicken in the game, as you can see here. It is Timid. The template is Timid. That's not the one we're looking for because we're going to reference the other chicken. This one. This is the chicken we're looking for. Okay, and as you see here, we're going to copy this entire hostile chicken all the way to the bottom. Don't get the coyote with it. And then you're going to copy that and we're going to paste it into our entity class modlet folder. And from here, we're going to give it a new name. I'm going to just call it basically the same thing, but rabbit hostile. And we're going to keep all of this. I'm going to change this. Instead of this tag being chicken, I'm going to have the tag be rabbit. And each of the, if you're not sure what some of the tags could be, you could actually go to the animal you want it to be like. Find that. We're going to need some of these reference pieces anyway, and see what those do. Now, some of the actions you don't want like yours to do because you want it to focus on attacking you instead of running away from you. So a lot of these like behaviors, these AI tasks, you're not going to take from the timid animal because you don't want it to do those things. Okay, so then we want tracker icon. We want the tracker icon to change. We want the map icon to change. So you're just taking a lot of this from the one that is the timid, and you can replace it. So these are just icons and things. Okay, now the prefab. Prefab is basically your mesh. It's what it's going to look like. So we want it to look like a rabbit, and so I'm going to take the one that is the rabbit, and I'm going to put it in here as well. Let's see. Size scale, that's, if you did 1.0, it's going to be the same exact size as the rabbit normally would be. I don't mind that it's a little bit bigger. I think that's kind of interesting and maybe would catch my attention slightly better. So let's keep it the 1.4, see how it behaves, see how we like it. And then physics body, these are animals, so we're fine. Physics body, I believe is just rabbit, but let's see. Yep, we're going to copy it and we're going to paste it here. Mass, weight. So we could change some of these. We can also keep them the same as the hostile ones, so that's fine. The sounds, we're going to take those and copy the entire thing since it's the same. All right. A lot of these things, AI feral sense, I'm just going to keep these the same because I'm fine with how the attack chicken works. It's going to attack the player, right? Nothing else, just approach and attack the target, which is going to be the player. Let's see. A lot of these things I'm very fine with. I want it to attack very similarly to the chicken, but if I wanted my creature to hit as hard as a bear or something like that, you could find a different melee hand. So when you're in your entity classes, you can just do melee hands. And look, melee hand bear, zombie bear, wolf, dire wolf, whatever you want, and you can take the one that you want it to hit as hard as there. I will leave this one here, but that's what you could do. I'm going to leave a lot of these things the same, but what we do want to do is change some of the harvest things to be appropriate for a rabbit. So I'm going to copy and paste those in here. And that's fine. And then the health, you could change the health if you want to right here, like what the base health is. I'm going to leave it because that's fine for me, but you could change it to something higher if you want it to be a boss or something like that. And that's perfectly fine. And I'm going to save. Now, before I go and do my game events and Twitch XML and things like that, I am going to go in and test to make sure that this works. So we're going to open up a game, a local game, because this is where my local files are. And this is why we put it into that mod folder there, so I can test it on my local files. Okay, once you're in the game, you're going to press F1, DM, enter, and get out of that by either pressing F1 or escape. And then you're going to press Q to go into God mode because this is a spawn, so it is going to attack you, ideally. Then you're going to do Control F6, and that's going to bring up the spawn entities menu. And in here, we're going to type rabbit, since that's the name, rabbit hostile, and see if it'll come attack us. You're attacking me, bunny? You can even get out of God mode by pressing Q if you need to. And it is attacking us. There we go. I was just a little too close to it to notice me. And that works. And I want to see that it carves up properly. It's giving me feathers, so it's not carving up properly. I need to check that. I come back into the entity classes because I think I have copied the wrong thing. This is the rabbit one, and I'm going to go replace the drop, harvest things, and see if I can save and make sure that that is now accurate. So I'll retest it. I'm going to respawn the rabbit. I'm going to carve it up this time and make sure it looks right. And it does. We're now getting correct things that we would normally get. And we can exit. Now that that's done, we can make our game events and our Twitch file. Now I've shown how to do these before, and you can do it whatever way that you would be interested in doing with your entity classes. I'm going to do a very simple one and kind of do it really quickly so that you guys can see it and have an example one, but you can kind of make these however you want it to be. Now I've copied ones that I've used for other things just to make it a little bit quicker. I'm going to call this action sequence spawn attack rabbit, and you're going to copy the name of whatever we called it here for the spawn. And I just want one of them. And then, does rabbit have an alert? It could just be one of the other sounds I'll take instead. That works. And that'll be the sound of the play, so I know it's a rabbit. And that's the game event. Good enough. I'm going to copy the action sequence because we're going to need it for the Twitch. Now you could test in between these, but I'm pretty confident with these since I copied it from other things. As long as I don't mess up anything too big, this should all be fine. And I'm going to do spawn rabbit, something simple. We'll do it for like a game stage. Oh, that's game stage. Do it for a game stage like 20 maybe. 100 default cost is fine. Cooldown, maybe 30 seconds. Cooldown block, waiting block, sure. Is positive, no. Add to cooldown, true. Excellent. Now I'm going to have it on all three of these, but you could have it on a single one if you wanted to. Make sure everything's saved. And we should be good to go in and test by connecting to Twitch and checking the game events. Once you're in the game, you're again going to go into DM mode and press Q. Then you're going to go to Shift F6 this time, and this brings up the game events. We're going to do spawn attack rabbit. See how that behaves. Okay, it's pathing to me. I'm just going to go in here and do kill all. And that's perfectly fine, so that's working. Then I'm going to hook into Twitch. You're going to go into the options by pressing escape and then go to Twitch, log into Twitch. It's going to pop up on my other screen to do all the things it needs to do because it's a little bit private. Activate all of those things and it will let us see all the things in Twitch and make sure everything's working properly there. Make sure when you do this that you have use progression off as no, because it makes it a lot more sense and makes it easier to find. Spawn. Spawn rabbit is showing up in the list at the right price point. So that's what we are looking for. And I'm actually going to type into my chat because I did set it for PP. When you do it for PP, you can actually do it right from your chat and test it this way. We're going to see how that behaves. And it is coming through no problem. I'm going to go into the DM mode there and kill all. And that's working as intended. So we're good to go. I hope you guys found that video helpful, and I can't wait to hear about the things that you guys create using this kind of information so that you can create spawns of your own from timid creatures that normally don't attack you, and maybe can be really fun for your chat to spawn on you. If you like this video, please consider giving it a follow, a thumbs up. Things like that really, really do help, and I can't wait to see you guys in the next one.